God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Good morning, Unity of Gainesville. How are we this morning? Yeah, we're pretty sparse, but it's good. We're going to have a great service. Thank you everyone that's here in person, and for those of you that are joining us virtually. My name is Charlotte, and I will be your Sunday service leader for today. Before we get started, before we get started, I'd like to invite you to silence your cell phones, please, if you have not already done so. Silence the cell phones, silence the babies. We welcome it all. Do we have any newcomers joining us for the first time today? We do? All right, well, we'll have a welcome packet and some roses for you. A rose, and the rest of the roses will go out to the rest of the congregation. If you're able, let's stand and remember why we are here at Unity of Gainesville, Florida. We'll go through our vision, mission, and core values. If we don't have it on the screen, you can just repeat after me. Okay, we'll start with our vision. Centered in divine love and wisdom, we joyfully create a world united in positive spirituality. There we go. Our mission, through prayer, meditation, spiritual education, and service, we put God's love into action. And our core values, I am spirit-led, I am love, I am generosity, I am gratitude, I am inclusivity. Thank you. You may be seated. And our core idea for the months of April through June is awakening and renewal. Our focus is faith, creativity, and new beginnings. Our series container is the blooming of spirit, awaken and arise. And our anchoring thought that we can all read together is, I awaken to divine possibilities.
Hey y'all, what's up? I got a little helper today.
You got a partner.
We didn't get her to Miss Gwen fast enough, so I got her. Can you say hey? She said, not today. I gotta tell you, kids teach us so much about being mindful and being present. They let you know how they feel without any kind of filter. Now, of course, as we mature, we know how to tamp it down, but I think we go too far. We tamp down our feelings so much that we're even lost in how we even feel about something. But what they teach us is a sense of presence and mindfulness. And that is our evocation this morning, so I invite you to take a cleansing breath. Every week, every single week, we have our evocation. And it's merely a reminder of who we are. And that reminder is a good thing, especially as we meet the challenges of the week, the day, the seasons of our life. It's good to be reminded of this very thing. So we sound the bowl the first time, affirming that there is only love. And that love goes by many, many names. Whatever we choose to call it, we affirm there is only that presence. We sound the bowl a second time, affirming that if there is only love, if there is only love, then who are we? We are love. We are love in action. We are love with sinews and muscles. We are love. And finally, we affirm that if there is only love and we are love, then what are we to do with all that we experience? All the things. This morning, we are reminded to take all of who we are into everything we experience. Baby is locked in, okay? She is like, I'm with it. Repeat after me. There is only love.
There's only love.
I am love in action.
I am love in action.
I take all of who I am
I take all of who I am
into everything I experience.
into everything I experience.
Okay, I think we gotta do that one more time. It must have been a rough week. Repeat after me. I take all of who I am.
I take all of who I am,
Because it's love,
and with love,
into everything I experience.
into everything I experience.
And so it is.
So it is. Let's see, how about a little Daniel Nabot? I think we can all sing that one together. And it's about love. Love is my decision. All of our decision, right? Feel free to stand up if you want. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Let's sing that last verse again. That was so good. Love is my decision. Dance on that bridge. If someone else, you dance on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. My decision right here and now. Good job. Good job.
All right, everybody, if you are joining us for the first time, we like to party in here, okay? The easiest way to party is just by acknowledging a birthday. Did we have any birthdays from last week? Any birthdays? Okay. Mina had a birthday. Happy birthday, Mina. 26. 3 weeks ago. That's right. All right. Any anniversaries or any milestones? For all my teachers in the house, we are landing the plane. Oh, my goodness. Yes. It's something about the end of the semester or the end of the quarter where the students who didn't care about the grade all year, they just start emerging. It's like, we had 16 weeks. Now you care about the F? Right? So, yeah. So, all my teachers, yes, all that love. So, we also have many in our community who are moving through various healing journeys. And that healing journey looks different. Sometimes it's our body temple. Sometimes it's moving through the healing of grieving. And we know that there is no finish line with grieving. So in our evocation, the first thing we say, we're always reminded that there is only love. And then we say, we are love. That is a radical statement. And so if we are love, that means we can give love, we can receive love in the most potent way. So, Reverend Carla, I love to say it, reminds us that a thought is a prayer. So if we hold that thought, even if it's something you don't want, it's actually a prayer, right? So the mere thought of you sending love, guess what? You are sending love, and it is a prayer, okay? So what we're doing is actually a prayer. So I want you to rub your hands together and extend them to those around you and repeat after me. We see you. We know you for who you truly are.
We know you for who you truly are.
God in expression.
God in expression.
We celebrate you.
We celebrate you.
We love you.
We love you.
And we wrap our arms around you
We wrap our arms around you.
on your sacred walk. All right, now keep those hands up and wave at somebody across the room. It might be a new face or a face you've seen many, many times. Hey, hey, what's up? I don't know your name, but I'm going to get it after service, okay? All right, so this moment we symbolize in this candle, our unity candle. When we light this candle, we affirm that when one of us is celebrating, all of us are celebrating. And when one of us is moving through a healing journey, all of us is moving through a healing journey. And so it is.
All right, we'll do our community highlights and announcements. So you might have noticed we have a little bit of rearrangement happening in the first two rows. We are launching an Instagram, and we're trying to, well, we're not trying, we will be getting our messaging, Reverend Ryan specifically, out to younger demographics, trying to get our reach out even further. Shout out to Jesselyn, who was the catalyst to make this happen. She's not here right now. But we're going to be filming Reverend Ryan when he's doing his service talk. No one else right now is going to be filmed. We'll have more updates later on. Things will continue evolving and unfolding. But we're going to start pretty basic right now. So the first two rows in the middle, you'll see, are going to be reserved for filming when Reverend Ryan is our Reverend. That being said, if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, highly recommend doing that. Unity of Gainesville, Florida. We will also be posting these short reels onto our YouTube as well, so you'll be able to find all of our information there. We have a really awesome announcement. Dr. Sanithia Thomas, I think I should just give you the mic when it comes to giving this announcement. Are you okay with that? All right.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. At the end of May, I'm going to Africa. This will be my 4th trip to Africa. And it's so exciting because I take students from UF over there and we build technology for the local organizations and we give it to them. And so it's a win-win situation. The students get credit, the local organizations get technology. I'm crying at the end of it because it's such a beautiful thing and we all have a great time. Last week, I was able to take 35 books that I wrote. I wrote a book called You Are the Smartest Person in the World. And I took 35 books and I handed it out to the kids and they were ecstatic. And so this year, I want to take 100 books over to them and also build a scholarship fund in the name of Unity. So next week, I'll be reading the book to the children's ministry, and we're gonna sell them for $20. The book will go for the students, and then the rest will go for the scholarship fund. Ultimately, the goal is to have a pipeline of them going to college, coming to US for grad school. And it's only like $600 to send a student to college over there. So I'm asking for your support.
We also have a part-time office administrator position available. If you are interested, please contact the office. I think it's 12 hours a week. And we have the kitchen update. I'm also going to pass the mic over to Reverend Rue Polly.
And it's a good morning, Unity. I think you've already noticed, because some of you have been wandering in and out, that the kitchen is like, I would say, 98% birthed. And right now where we're at is, I want to just shout out that we would like to line the drawers and line the bottom of it intentionally for spills, etc. And that will hopefully be accomplished today by David and Noel, who yesterday came over here and measured things out and made that offer. So that by Monday, I would love it if you would come up to me after service and just say that, you know, there's maybe some time that you can come. We have office hours on Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 to 2. Those are solid times to come here. And the other issue is just not having a key, so it would be about my coming over and setting up a team, and all of this is about people just coming to see me after service, and we'll try to organize this in some way. What has to happen is all the boxes from the boardroom, the boxes that are stashed in the YOU room or hiding in the utility, not even boxed, come out, and get reset, okay? So that's what I'm requesting. But we are done. Remember I said prayer can be powerful when we all choose a goal. And I asked 2 weeks ago that we all choose the goal, that this is ready for pot love, and it happened. Prayer is powerful.
Amen. And I'm going to pass the mic off to now Reverend Carla.
That was quick. Hi, everybody. We are going to be next Sunday, inducting new members into our church. And so that means that on Saturday, now I make sure that I say the right number, that would be next Saturday would be the 25th. I've got my calendar here so I don't make a mistake. But we are going to have an orientation class, and if you would like to join the church next Sunday, then Saturday you will be here for the orientation because it's a required thing. And that's it. It'll be about an hour and a half for you to learn about different things about Unity. I think that'd be it. Yeah. No time. Oh, good point. 10:30 in the morning, and there'll be some snacks, but it will be out in about an hour and a half or so. It depends on you guys, you know. But I hope that you all will, that if you're thinking about it, to come to that class, and we are growing like wonderfulness. 10:30 on Saturday. Okay, thank you.
And if you would like to hear any more announcements, too bad. You're going to have to subscribe to our wonderful newsletter. That's Star. Do you have an announcement?
Yeah.
We have the potluck next week. We'll announce that one. Any immediately after service, and our kitchen is going to be ready for it. All of our other announcements are in the newsletter that Star graciously puts out for us. You can also find them on the bulletin board right outside. And yeah, make sure you subscribe. She puts in a lot of hard work for that to keep us all informed. Thank you, Star. I forgot. I also do the inspiration. We switched up SSL recently, so I would like to invite you all to take a cleansing breath. And for the inspiration today, I chose a quote from Thomas Merton. He was an American Trappist monk. He says, "At the center of our being is a point of nothingness, which is untouched by sin and by illusion, a point of pure truth, a point of spark which belongs entirely to God, which is never at our disposal, which is inaccessible to the fantasies of our own mind or the brutalities of our own will. This little point of nothingness is the pure glory of God in us. It is like a pure diamond, blazing with the invisible light of heaven. It is in everybody, and if we could see it, we would see these billions of points of light coming together in the face and blaze of a sun that would make all the darkness and cruelty of life vanish completely. I have no program for this seeing. It is only giving, but the gate of heaven is everywhere."
Thanks so much, Reverend Charlotte. Laurie, can I get you to join me? So we say often that a thought is a prayer, and so a thought of gratitude is a prayer of gratitude. And so Rupali, I just saw her walked out. Can somebody flag her down? Actually, thank you, Celeste. You got it? And then Barbara is not here. Is that right? She's here. Okay. Celeste, can you flag down Barbara as well? All right, Barbara is here. How you doing, Laurie?
I'm doing great.
So Laurie is our board president, y'all. See, I'm the most visible, but this is the one who's doing the work, okay? The truth. And so we are a team, and I could not be more grateful for Laurie. And so I'm buying this time as Barbara and Rupali come in. Anything you want to say?
Thank you all for being here today. Beautiful to see all these happy, smiling faces and the love that fills this building. I would like to acknowledge Rupali Robinson. As mentioned earlier, she has spent hours and hours every day here, 2 months in service, to coordinate the rebuild of the kitchen. The plumbing, the remediation, the painting, the plaster, yep, the kitchen, cabinets, the countertop, the paint, from the flooring to the roof of the building. It's through this kind of dedication and commitment that makes it happen. And Barbara Gordon, she has been filling in for the office administrator this last month while Gio's on vacation, and while we've been recruiting an office administrator, which we did find one, and that person accepted the position, and she's going to start training on the 28th with Gio. So Barbara was holding the fort, being here in service, taking care of the office with dedication and love and commitment. And it's these two women that are holding the high ground for Unity of Gainesville. We love you.
I want to say one more thing. And Laurie, this is for you. Listen, these women, all right, and listen, y'all, I grew up in a house full of women, and I know the power and potency and the creative force that is a woman, okay? And these women have been a force, and the truth is, y'all, so much work, so much love is poured into our community that's unseen labor. And the truth is, that seed that's planted in that dark soil, and nobody sees it crack open, but we all see and experience that flower. And y'all are the production of that love. We see you. You are the expression of all that is, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much, y'all. All right, y'all. Thank you. So we just had to do that. That's a prayer of gratitude.
Want me to go ahead? Well, haven't we had these amazingly beautiful days here in North Florida for weeks now? It's just incredible. And it just makes me think about, I don't know, I'm just very grateful, and I'm really enjoying this spring. And I was reading the newsletter about, the seasons and our feelings and the way we respond to the seasons and all that. So I thought I would do this song. I actually co-wrote it with my songwriting group at the Senior Center. And I give them a prompt, and then they write the words. So I'm kind of take their words and put them into music. And I want you to also think about your favorite things about spring when I'm doing this song. When I think of spring, I think of the flowers and the first bright, warm, sunny day. I think of new growth, everything blooming, and birthdays and Mother's Day in May. When I think of spring, I think of all the colors, all the new colors coming out. Renewal and hope and rejuvenation, to me that's what spring is about. The softness of the air, fresh new smells everywhere. When the pecan trees put on their springtime green, then you know that winter is over. When I think of spring, I think of flying into a silky blue sky. It feels like a new beginning, time to kiss the cold weather goodbye. Leaving behind old man winter, looking ahead to new adventure. But even before it gets too much hotter, it's time to jump in the water like the Itchituckney, like we did the other day. Woo! We got water that's clear and cool. And the funny thing, it's called a spring. So the spring is a great time to jump in the spring. It'll make you want to shout and sing. When I think of spring, it makes me want to sigh and lie down under the sun and close my eyes and think loving thoughts and send them to everyone. Send them to everyone. Everyone under the sun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kathy. It's something special about, it feels like we're always in like a little concert, right? Right, like a little boutique. Only thing we're missing is an espresso, all right? All right, on the to-do list. So this morning's talk is inspired by a famous musician. His name is Stanley Jordan. And so Stanley Jordan, he was a contemporary in the 1970s he's a jazz standard musician, right? And so he's really famous for playing a guitar with two hands. And so what he does is he's right here on the neck of the instrument, and it sounds like there's multiple instruments playing. It's incredible. And what he talks about is when he first started making his way as a performer, people didn't recognize him. He was too out the box. The second you had a little song that sounded a little too funk, you were commercial. And what he talked about was there was a stark line between what you could produce to be an artist and then what you were doing if you were just considered mainstream. And so that line made him illegible. Illegible. And so today's talk is inspired by that notion of being illegible. What I mean is, to say there is only love, and I say it every week, is a radical statement. Because what we actually experience is something else. So to say there is only love, and then to go, if you're with family and friends, and we can have a competition about whose week was the worst. And you one-up each other, and don't start talking about pain. Your back, my leg. Your leg, my arthritis, right? On and on and on, right? And so we compete, right? Because we're trying to be legible. Can we say legible? We're trying to be legible. And also, we don't want to be that friend who's like, oh, here she comes with the positivity. We don't want to be that friend, right? So most of the time, when you have something to say, you're quiet, and then someone says, you're mighty quiet. Yeah, but you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say something positive. So I'll just be quiet. That is, can you say illegible? Right? That's illegible. You see it, but it doesn't make sense. Right? But what does make sense is the competition of the struggle. Right? We know what that is. And what ultimately happens is, because I heard someone once say the almighty algorithm. What that means is when you go to YouTube, based on your last video, it starts feeding you more of those videos. You just, for one time, was trying to get a recipe on this thing, and then now your whole feed is the recipes. And you're like, come on, right? And so a lot of YouTubers call it the almighty algorithm because it's a computer system that's trying to figure out how to keep you on the platform, right? And so if you like recipes about crepes, what about recipes about croissants, right? And so then it goes on and on and on. And so the idea is to keep you in that space to be, can you say legible? So you have this computer system trying to figure out how to keep you on the platform, and if I keep pushing this kind of content, they may stay because the computer system is trying to make you legible. Can we say legible? What is illegible is how we really show up, right? So in any of our music feed, I'm going to have some music, right? I'm going to have some philosopher, poet talking about something random. I'm going to have a music video. I'm going to have the most random stuff in my feed, right? And every couple of months, the computer is trying to figure out, who is this guy, right? Because now I'm on the kick where I'm trying to learn. I have a 1976 C10 truck. And so all of my videos is trying to figure out how to work with a carburetor, all right? And so all my old school folk, you know what that is, right? But for new school, we don't know what that is, okay? So I'm trying to learn about a carbureted engine and how do I work this out and what is a small block 350? How do I, just learning. But a month ago, it was something else. It's preparing for a talk. It's my research as a student, my research as a teacher. And so here we have this computer system trying to figure me out because I am, can we say, illegible. And the truth is, all of us are illegible. We are so complex. We are so beautiful. We are so expansive. Dare I say, we are divine. We are divine. In our opening prayer, Jackie Tatum reminded us, it's only 18 inches from your heart to your brain. Whoa. 18 inches, that's it? That little distance has all of that power? That little distance. And that same distance can be the potency of our creativity, and it can also be a bomb that can combust. Because if we move in space, and if we're trying to be, can we say, legible, we are actually activating an energy that we do not intend. Is that fair? So if we are in a space, and if we affirm, and I agree, that a thought is a prayer, and if our perpetual thought is about how tough things are, how bad things are, the challenges that we've trying to overcome, what are we ultimately creating if we're making a cake? This is our prayer. We are creating something. And guess what, y'all? The act of creation itself is a potent force. Because even before you have the ingredients, you have to have the intention to make the thing. So even before we're at the countertop and we have the butter, the eggs, everything laid out, before that moment, our intention brought us to that because we were in the store. We intended to make something. And that intention to do a thing guided us through all the aisles to know exactly what we wanted to do, exactly what ingredients we needed. And then we purchased those items and we brought them home and we made sure the butter was thawed out. We made sure we sifted the flour before we even put the ingredients in the bowl. Am I making sense, y'all? All of those acts culminate that creative process before we see the result of it. All of those acts is a part of the creation that we all experience. So, when we feel the sense of being fractured, or if we feel that things are not quite right, things are amiss, both in our planet, in our neighborhood, in our communities, among warring nations, what we are ultimately seeing is the result of the creative act. Y'all got me? So, of course, we have to respond to the fractured relationship. We have to respond to our inability to forgive because we feel so hurt. We have to, of course, respond to the product when it shows up. And many of us, when dis-ease shows up, we realize, oh, I've been holding a lot of pain. I've been holding a lot of resentment. So the dis-ease is a product of whatever the thing is. There was a time when I was getting a cold after a cold after a cold after a cold. And then in my ministerial journey, I learned that, oh, what I'm doing is I've effectively weakened my immune system because of the stress. And y'all, that's not, I mean, of course it's spiritual. This is science. Stress will kill us, and we know it. The chemicals that are produced in our brain, which ultimately calcifies these organs that need oxygen, the restriction of our veins, the inability to get that blood and oxygen to different parts of our bodies. This is science. My point is the results, that product, is not the only creative moment. It's a cumulative act that had us arrive at what we are experiencing. So what that means is the mere intention to do a thing is sufficient. So if we intend to do better, that is sufficient. Of course, there's more to do. Of course, we don't say, okay, I've done it. I'm trying to do better, y'all. It's not sufficient to say, well, I know I'm going to get it right. It's a good place to start. But that mere thought is a creative act in the right direction. Can you repeat after me? I want y'all to say, unconscious. I want you to say, conscious. Now say, unconscious competence. And say, conscious competence. Now I want you to say, unconscious incompetence. Now say, conscious incompetence. Y'all, we got a lot of smart people in this room. Y'all know what that means, right? Unconscious incompetence. That means you just out here floating, right? No, you don't know what's wrong. Somebody can't even tell you because we're so flapping in the water, it is what it is. And sometimes it's enjoyable, right? Sometimes it is enjoyable to be unconsciously incompetent, right? That means you don't know, right? You don't know. You doing the best you can. You flowing. Like, that is a reactionary state. That is the frustration of the world as it comes. That is our inability to see our, dare I say, the creative act of creating the moment, the life, the journey, the experience that we want. That is our inability to see our actions as the ultimate result of what we are experiencing. And so sometimes it's okay. It feels good to not know. You don't feel burdened by, I should do. And all of us in our spiritual journeys have gotten to a point where we were unconsciously incompetent, where we didn't see the ripple effect of our actions, where we didn't see by saying this one thing to that person, catapulted into a couple of years of calcification. Not knowing that when we hold on to resentment, it's actually hurting us. That unconscious incompetence, we don't see it. We just flapping at the water, experiencing it. All of us have been in that moment. And some of us, y'all, depending on where we are in our journey, right, we might be really evolved in one space, but then in another space, we're like, I can't figure this out. The truth is, in that small space, it's possible that you are unconsciously incompetent around how our actions are producing this result. And that's okay. I'm still learning. We all have different parts of our experience where there's an area where we can't quite figure out, why is this happening? That's an area of our life where we just got to zoom in and not pound at it, but just go into a space of awareness and openness. Source, God, love. What am I to learn? What is this here to teach me? And then guess what, y'all? You level up to conscious incompetence. Can you say conscious incompetence? Y'all, you know what I'm talking about. All right? You say something to somebody, listen, y'all, they light you up, okay? Not in a good way, all right? They light you up and you just pow, you know exactly what to say to cut right back. And then you walk away feeling bad. Like, man, I shouldn't have said that. Or I know better, like, ah. And then what happens is, if we're at a certain level of evolution, we're ready to apologize. But sometimes you got that situation where you're like, maybe if I don't talk about it and act like it didn't happen, I don't gotta apologize, right? I'll see him next week, but I'll just act like it's a new day, we're over it, right? So depending on where you are with the situation or the person, you may choose to, okay, you acknowledge, I am consciously incompetent, I am dealing with this thing, all right? And this person, they just hit my button. And we can see that that person didn't hit a button. Uh-oh. Guess what, y'all? This is big. That person didn't hit a button. You're like, what are you talking about? Reverend Ryan, what are you talking about? They said a thing, I responded. Guess what? Deepak Chopra says that everything is a decision. Everything, even down to what feels like a knee-jerk reaction. Everything is a decision. So when somebody does a thing, they didn't push your buttons. What you ultimately did was you took their finger or you took their word or whatever it was, and you said, here, right here. Yep. Now I'm affected. We've chosen. Y'all, this is big. This is big. This is big. Because I know some of us are like, okay, I didn't choose for this person to do this thing. You're right. You did not choose for that person to do that thing. That person was honoring their own creative capacity and did something that was crazy. And I'm here to acknowledge, and I'm with you, that was crazy. But our response to it, the years of carrying the weight of that trauma, and I'm not saying that that thing wasn't real. What I am saying is, it is a perpetual choice that we make to be inundated by that pain, by that struggle, by that whatever that thing is. Because that decision to carry that trauma, and somebody asks you what your life story is, and you go right back to that thing, and you stir it up. And then every time you stir it up, it's a creative act. And we just talked about that creation gets to a product, and that creation itself is the energy. Einstein reminds us this is all energy. It's neither created nor destroyed. So the energy doesn't just show up in its product, it's showing up in its very creation. So every single time we regurgitate that story, we're experiencing that pain over and over and over again. And guess what, y'all? We know it. We know it because we say, I know I should let this go, but it still gets on my nerves. That is what you call, can you say, conscious incompetence, right? And y'all, I'm here to tell you, it's okay to be there sometimes, right? It's okay if you're like, I know I should do better, but this, I need a week, right? It's okay. I'm not here to say you should, I'm not here to condemn that because I got my own stuff. And then guess what, y'all? We get to a moment where we're like, you know what? I'm ready to let this go. I don't want to feel this. I don't want to carry this. When somebody asks me about the thing, it reminds me of this person or this experience. I don't want to carry this anymore. And then the work, the conscious work of prayer and meditation, of seeking spiritual support. And when you are in a community, even if you don't say out loud the thing that you're dealing with, this is a creative act. This is what we experience as love. And so the more we intentionally surround ourselves with love, we raise our vibratory state. We raise what we know our capacity is. And then guess what? When we're experiencing the other thing, we know it's not quite right. That's not where we want to be because we've experienced another iteration of love. So every time we're around a beautiful thing, or when we see a tree or we see a bird and we experience it in mindfulness, we are raising our vibratory state. Every single moment we are mindful. Every single moment we're in gratitude. We are raising that set point. And so, when we choose to not do a thing or not to carry that pain or whatever it is, that is what you call, can you say, conscious competence. You are choosing, I am choosing a different path and experience in this thing. It's difficult right now, but I know it's going to be better. I'm going to see this beauty. I'm in traffic, but wow, look at the clouds. This person said a thing, but you know what? Because they said that thing, I'm even more grateful for my friend. Because I can giggle about it. Girl, it happened again, but you know what? I was consciously competent. And then there's a moment in our journey, y'all, when somebody asks you, they haven't seen you in a minute. They say, hey, how you doing? Remember that thing? And you're like, oh, wow, yeah. Wow, yes, I remember that thing. I had y'all, this is the truth. I was in my 30s, and I had a friend who reached out to me, and we went on a couple of dates when we were 14 years old. This is a true story. She calls me, and she was like, hey, I was trying to track down your number. I'm living in Syracuse, New York right now. And she says, hey, listen, I just got to do this. I'm saying, what's going on? We hadn't talked in, at that point, 15 years. Like, what's going on? How's it going? She said, yeah, I just got to say this. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm sitting down. What's going on? She's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, okay, I'm here. This is before my ministerial stuff, y'all, so I was just all over the place. Like, okay, I'm here learning. What's going on? She wanted to apologize because when we were 14 and we went on a couple of dates, she liked another boy. And I'm not gonna say her name, let's call her Stacy. I was like, okay, and I'm waiting for more, y'all. I'm like, here. I'm like, okay, I'm on the phone, okay. And I said, what else? She said, that's it. And because she carried this, I'm not gonna like, girl, what you talking? Bye. No, right? My job is a whole space. So I say, okay. What, okay, well, how, okay, yes. How can I want to say, how can I support? I don't know what to say, right? So I'm like, got it. How can I support you? And she says, I just need to get it off my chest, and I'm sorry. And then source, substance, spirit says, say, I forgive. And I say, I forgive you. You are loved. That experience is so far from anything I remember. And I didn't say this, I don't remember when we actually went on a couple dates. I was 14. What's a real date at 14, right? Y'all, what's a date at 14? You go to the movies and you hold hands? Am I making sense? That's not a date. Wait till you get 35 and you know what a date is, right? So of course I'm not gonna say all that. What comes through is, I forgive you. You are loved. You are seen, and I appreciate you taking the time to reach out to me. And we got a music note, yes. Y'all, whenever I'm doing a talk and the phone goes off, it's a reminder that I hit it. That's a punctuation mark. All right? I'm so serious. I'm so serious, right? When you're doing a thing and a baby cries, I'm like, yes, that's right, baby, right? Something happened, right? Because this person who made this phone call, right, and us forgetting to turn it off, and we're like, oh my God, we're so stirred up. All those things is actually a part of a beautiful harmony that we don't gotta make sense of, we just gotta accept it. Well, y'all, I just said unconscious competence, right? And guess what? That's where I am. I see that thing as a part of a beautiful unfolding. Okay, so let's go back to Stacy. And so I'm holding space, and my point in this story is this, y'all. We don't know what somebody's carrying. We don't know where they are on their spiritual journey or unfolding. We cannot demand of somebody something that they're not capable of. Ian Van Zandt says, it is unloving for you to expect something of someone that they are incapable of giving. It's unloving. So if we in our evolved self, we spiritual, we come into unity, everything is love, we cannot expect people in our lives who are at various stages. And y'all, we all got our stuff, right? Every last one of us got that one little area. And if somebody hits that area, we're right back down to unconscious incompetence. And so I'm not saying it's us versus them. I'm saying that all of us are on a spiritual walk toward the unfolding of the divinity that we are. All of us are. And it is unloving for us to expect from somebody else something that they're not capable of giving. And what I mean is, what if I wasn't able to say, I forgive you? What if I chose, girl, bye, you tripping. Thanks so much for catching up. Click. What would that have done? I don't know, but her experience, it would have mattered. Because she was on a path of forgiveness. She was moving through her healing journey, where she had to look through all the moments in her life where she felt she had wronged someone. That was for her. It is unloving for me to demand of somebody something that they're not capable of. It's unloving for me to say, girl, get over it. You tripping. That's not loving. Because in that moment in her life, what she needed was somebody to say, I see you. I forgive you. It's all good. And our responsibility is to hold space for each other wherever we are. Wherever we are. Y'all with me? So Stanley Jordan, this accomplished guitarist, what he talks about in this unconscious incompetence. When he was 15, he's like slapping the instrument, thinking he sounds good. And then he shares it and realizes, oh, I sound bad. And so he raises up to conscious incompetence. And he's working really, really hard. He's pounding this instrument, trying to get it right. He's recording himself, listening to the recording, playing along with the recording. He's trying to get it. And then, after practicing enough, he becomes consciously competent, whereas he's getting it. He has to concentrate. It's there. The flow is there. He's rocking it. All my musicians in the house, you know what I'm talking about. There's a point when there is a pragmatism where it just kicks in and you just got it. Yeah, you might need the music still, or you might need to lock in exactly what you got to do. And then there's a point when the mere thought, the mere concentration of the act, we surrender to it and we are in its presence. Some of us call it flow state. Some of us in here say, I am a vessel for love. I don't know what I was doing. I was just responding to what came out. Each of us in our sacred journey are moving through these levels in all different parts of our life. And today we are reminded. Can we say, I am reminded of who I truly am. This morning you are being reminded of who you truly are. That is God in expression. If we say there is only love, whatever name you choose to call God, source, substance, the great I am, if we affirm that that is all there is, then we are protected in a way that one day, if we're not already there, we will be unconsciously competent of that force, that love, that presence. And when we see each other, we are experiencing love in action. Let's take a cleansing breath. If it's your practice, we're going to close our outer eye. And so in unity, we affirm that the clarity that we seek is already within us. So we're going to do a mini meditation. And we call it mini because it's a little bite-sized taste of what it means to surrender the thought. And whatever comes up for you in this moment, your mind can keep chattering. You might go into a place of clarity. Whatever comes up for this meditation, that is exactly what it's supposed to be. So in these next couple moments, we're going to allow the music to wash over us and be in a state of mindfulness. And we're going to surrender. In this divine moment, we affirm that there is only love. We affirm that we are both the expression and embodiment. That the choices we make, moment to moment to moment, the choice to love, the choice to forgive, the choice to listen, the choice to speak, the choice to remain quiet, is a creative act by which and through which we are honoring that Most High God, that divine presence that is always with us, that lives and experiences this thing we call life through us. And so we surrender in this moment all of the cares, all of the concerns, the struggles, whatever it is that we carry, we surrender these concerns to that love. And in this very act, love transmutes that challenge into something beautiful. And so it is. Amen. Our affirmation for these next couple months is, I awaken to divine possibilities. Repeat after me. I awaken
I awaken
to divine possibilities.
to divine possibilities.
What that means is we see renewed. What that means is this path that is paved over, that we've walked many, many times, we awaken to the possibility that is here to teach us something new. And that when we see our loved ones, when we see the person or the thing that perturbs us, we awaken to divine possibility that it is there for us. Y'all with me? want you to do me a favor. I want you to look at somebody across the room and just grab their hand. Grab their hand, right? And what I want you to say is, you can do it. And repeat and say, you can do this.
You can do this.
All right, y'all, real quick, what am I talking about? I'm talking about awakening to divine possibility. I'm talking about seeing that worn path. And for example, there is a little concrete path from this door to the parking lot. That's a path many of us walked many, many times. So if we say we awaken to divine possibilities, that means we're going to walk and come, oh, look at that bush right there. Oh, look. Oh, wow, did you see that pine tree? Look at that. Right, so when we awaken to divine possibility, that means that worn path, both literal and figurative, we awaken to it. So when we say you can do it and you got this, what we're doing is we are accountability partners for each other. So grab that hand again. And you can do this. You can do this.
You can do this.
You can do this. So all of us are accountable to each other. Y'all hear me? Somebody say, we doing it. Yes, you are. Right now, you're doing it. Right? So we are accountable to each other. Y'all hear me? We are accountable to each other to awaken to divine possibilities. When we shake somebody's hand, we're going to see their eyes different. When we reach out for a hug, we're going to feel that hug different. When we see somebody's hand, whatever the interaction is, we awaken to divine possibilities. And we're all each other's accountability partner. All right, we got this? Y'all see these eyebrows? Okay, we got this. Okay. All right, y'all, we're going to shift into our giving. And the reason why our giving is so close to the message is because we know that as we prepare our offering, whatever it is, we are preparing fertile soil. So as you prepare your gift, I want you to know that everything you donate to Unity, it is a seed that is producing fruit. We got a deck we're about to experience next week. We're going to have a blessing soon. We got our kitchen. That was an unexpected renovation, right? We have so much that's happened because of your donation. So I want you to know that you are loved and appreciated. So if you could take whatever it is you have to give and just place it over your heart. And here at Unity, we know that the blessing is real. It's so real that we can bless. So we're going to bless our offering knowing its full return. Repeat after me. Divine love.
Divine love.
Expressed in me.
Expressed in me.
Through me and as me.
Through me and as me.
Blesses and multiplies.
Blesses and multiplies.
All that I have.
All that I have.
All that I give.
All that I give.
And all that I receive. And so it is.
Ho'oponopono, 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 ho'oponopono. I love you, I forgive you, please forgive me, thank you. I love you, I forgive you, please forgive me, thank you. Ho'oponopono, 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 ho'oponopono.
Thank you so much, Kathy. So a big announcement, and if you have our newsletter, you know this is happening. But here at Unity, we are a global, inclusive spiritual community. And what that means is when we pray, we do a thing called affirmative prayer. And so every first and third Sunday, right after service in this back area, we have a little workshop space we call the prayer clinic. Clinic in that you get a chance to work out the kinks, right? And so in this space, I think it's important that we practice how to do affirmative prayer. And so right after service today, right in the back, we're going to have our prayer clinic. So if you're able, please stay after. It's a small, intimate group. And if you want to practice that affirmative prayer, this is the time to do it. All right, kids, it's coming soon. And if somebody got a flower, that is an invitation to say hello and hug them, okay? You thought you were getting a flower for free, okay? That flower meant attack, all right? All right.
Aha. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. At Unity of Gainesville, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Rez has a sign for us today. It says, "Welcome to our hive."
Wow.
And since Earth Day is Wednesday, we talked about how God created the animals, including the bees, and then put us in charge of taking care of them. And right now it's so dry, we learned how to make a water bowl for bees. Yes. Okay.
So, you can take a plastic bowl, a paper bowl, and you can put rocks or marbles and put some water, and that will, if you put it in your backyard, that will help the bees get water from the paper bowl.
And we found out that it takes 2 million flowers to make a pound of honey. So our job is to get busy and plant some flowers. And we found out that bees recognize colors. How they know, I'm not sure, but they like purple, blue, and yellow flowers. And yellow happens to be our color for this month. Yes?
Oh, you're
They're
right.
the colors. Good observation, Ro. So if you plant a little patch of wildflowers, you are saving the planet because the bees pollinate the flowers that make our food. I was telling them we're planting watermelons out my way now, and when they get large enough to have blooms, they'll bring the beehives, and the bees will pollinate the flowers. If they're not pollinated, we don't have watermelons. So bees are very important. And we found out there are 20,000 different kinds of bees. Not all are honeybees. Yes, he was telling us about sweat bees. And that a bumblebee's tongue is as long as his body. Take that to heart, Gene Simmons. And there's girl power in bees. The girls do all the work. And the boys just hang around fanning the queen. Sound familiar, ladies?
Thank you, Miss Gwen. I'm telling you, I learn stuff every time Miss Gwen is in here, okay? Thank you so much, Miss Gwen. So here at Unity, we know we can bless these kids just as we've been blessed. And so we're gonna bless our kiddos here, nieces and nephews near and far. And so if you're able, if you can please stand, and we're gonna rub our hands together, and we're gonna read together. And we're gonna extend our hands to our children. Together, children, you are perfect just the way you are. The divine, magnificent, outpicturing of source. Everything you desire is yours because you and God are one. We love you, we really, really love you. All right, y'all, let's circle up.
There's a great special about the bees on public TV, on the National Geographic. Did you watch that? Almost all of our food, like 100% of it, originally was something pollinated by the bees. It was pretty amazing. It's called The Secret Life of the Bees. Look it up on the National Geographic channel. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. And the presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is, because we are divine, and all is well. All right, y'all, one more thing. If we could look at the camera in the back, we got Bill, who reminded us he is in China watching service. And we have loved ones who are moving on a healing journey. We cannot wait to wrap our arms around you. All right, y'all, have a nice week.